Welcome back, survivors and hunters alike. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter World Iceborne, where I have been fairly busy since the last time the series went up. Well, I say that, although it was only, actually not even last Monday, this past Monday, because today is the 19th I'm recording this on. So it is the day a certain something later becomes available as a siege quest, so we're going to kind of wrap that up today just to show that off before that really goes live. But I have been fairly busy, and I will show you. Actually, I just gotta get out of view mode. As you can see, I'm very much loving the weapon posing in that. So, we'll go over, oh, not there, equipment info, there we go. So, you can see I have the Brimstone Drake Vow, which is the Stygian Zinogre's fully upgraded light bowgun, which means I grinded the Tundra region of the Guiding Lands up to level 7 to get it. And I can actually say, depending on if I have the time to record after I get this week's recordings all wrapped up, because the coronavirus is kind of causing some issues there with making it a little harder to do recordings that I used to do. But I'll try to squeeze it in, and we will do the proper Iceborne light bowgun showcase hopefully soon. But yeah, I've got the Brimstone Drake Vow, I got the Tundra region up to level 7. One thing I will note though, and I don't know if the next quest will unlock it, probably not, but if you do take on Stygian Zinogre for the first time in that special assignment, I think you have to actually kill it and not capture it in order to unlock the Stygian Zinogre Claw pendant. Like, as you can see, I have the gold guild pendant in there. That's just for doing, I think it's 50 high rank or low rank SOS quests or stuff like that. You guys sort of understand if you've gone for the bronze one easily. But I haven't gotten the Stygian Zinogre pendant unlocked, even though I've hunted regulars and the tempered, so I think I might have goofed that up by capturing it on special assignment. I don't know for sure, but that kind of seems what happened. But anyway, we'll go over the gear a little bit before we do hop in the next thing. So, the Drake Vow, I have an attack increase and an affinity increase on it. It's a very fun spread rapid fire. I got a Tenderizer 2 on there. We've got the Fell Shroud for the head and the arms, just to get ourselves that recovery up and the peak performance quick. And just kind of go over the decorations and everything there, just kind of show off them quickly. I like this set because it basically feels like a good up-close rapid-fire spread. You basically have 3 modes of play for the light bowgun. Up-close, spread rapid-fire, medium range, not medium shot, normal shot rapid-fire, and then elemental and pierce rapid fire from a distance. Those are basically your only 3 ways of playing light bowgun. One thing I have mentioned in the previous videos, and I still wish maybe a mod would come out for it, is when you use the custom mod for the Wyvern Blast Type 2, where you're basically kind of countering with it, I think a detonation should cause a guaranteed flinch against the monster attacking, because otherwise it just seems like it's way too much risk for no real reward. It's a decent amount of damage if they trigger it, but you also get smacked like a truck, well, basically smacked by a truck if it does not work. So that's one thing I wish they would kind of implement. If you can basically fire off a Pierce Pod, that you can have 3 in your slinger that will guarantee a flinch, I think something like that should basically be included with the Wyvern Blast too. I don't think it's overpowered because of the cooldown on it, and it's not even that much damage when you compare it to how other builds are able to pull off the same numbers. But anyway, for skill info, using the Divine Blessing Secret, I definitely want a little bit of survival in there. That's why I have that mixed with the Super Recovery. Crit I7 for plenty of affinity. Divine Blessing there, as you saw. Health boost. This basically is an essential one I found for Master Rank. Any Gunner Armor, because of the weird idea of, oh, if you're in range, you should be able to avoid more hits. The problem is, though, you're targeted by more heavy hitting attacks that way. Like, a charge will do more damage than a tail swipe, so should that not warrant you to have a little more protection? And that's the weird thing, is the damage numbers can kind of vary depending on what's good, what's not, etc., but I feel it's kind of weird to have that, even though the light bowgun, or not just light bowgun, but all 3 of the gunner weapons, you take reduced elemental damage, yet you're targeted by some of the most hardest hitting physical attacks. It doesn't add up for how that is. I think it'd just be better just as a flat, everybody has the same defense, and it all just kind of boils down to how skilled you are with the weapon for your damage. Recovery up, just to increase when we have to heal. Crit boost to 40%. Weakness exploit, that'll be very helpful. Now, I use peak performance on my light bowguns with the evading reload. The maximum might, unfortunately, you don't really get to pull it off that much. Because of the way it works, you are constantly dodging or constantly evading to reload, so there's no point in that one. And just the spread and attack for a little extra. One thing I actually will do, before we do head off and start this, will be to get myself a bit more craftable stuff. Because I probably will be needing a lot more of the spreads. So we want that, and we'll probably take a little bit of the normal one. Yeah, spread 1. There we go. Okay, so now we're all outfitted for it. This will just let me combine stuff in quest, because I don't think we'll exactly be able to go back and forth from a camp as easily as we do in this assignment. We'll just stop, get ourselves something to eat. Just go with that and let the animation play out. But yeah, it was actually not as bad grinding to get the Tundra up to level 7 as I thought it was going to be, because the grinding, it is basically the grinding lands instead of the guiding lands. It can really be annoying to work your way slowly up, especially because when you get to the higher levels, it just seems like it's the same monsters over and over and over again you're fighting to try to get that up. The Tundra, though, it seemed to give me a better mix than some of the other areas. Like, I know the Volcano was one where it always used to seem like it was the same one over and over and over. Wildspire Waste was another, the Wildspire region was another one like that, so it can be a bit of a grind, but it's just one of those things, if you just slowly work at it and kind of go back and forth, you will eventually do. Now, let's start this, shall we? So we gotta talk to the Seeker.
Greetings.
We've been waiting for you, Hunter. Something has happened. Well, discovery of the Tundra region and the Guiding Lands, as well as Zinogre subspecies, is no doubt huge. That gigantic red monster's existence dwarfs all of that. It's entirely possible the appearance of the Stygian Zinogre is related to that monster somehow. But first, we must hold council and discuss what we found and what we have to do. Well, it seems like they always link something new with something else that's happening. Like, is Stygian Zinogre really out because of the red dragon we saw or not? It just seems like kind of coincidence more on that one.
Gather around, everyone. Let's run down what we know.
Well, time for the debriefing.
The 5th discovered a new area in the Guiding Lands that resembles the Hoarfrost Reach, and sighted a subspecies of Zinogre to boot.
I wouldn't say just sighted. I mean, we captured one, so we could study that, no problem.
Thanks to their efforts, it looks like we'll be able to start a thorough investigation of the region. Good work, you guys. Then there's that molted skin we found deep within the earth.
Yeah, I think that's the more pressing concern here.
And to add to all that, our team sighted some enormous red monster.
Why are they so fixed up on the color red for it?
Correct. This gigantic monster has several unique traits, and I attempted to compare it to documented monsters, but unfortunately not everything adds up. We may have a completely new, unknown monster on our hands.
I thought we kind of established...
But wasn't that Xeno'jiva down there?
Yeah, I thought that was established that seemed to be an adult or a grown Xeno'jiva. And for once, I actually blend in with everybody else with my armor. I'm not the standout.
Given how we found the place, it must have matured and molted its skin numerous times.
Okay, so they are just kind of recapping everything they told you just previously. So that, I guess, is helpful for the episode standpoint like this.
We can't say for certain, which is why we must investigate it once.
Got that right. Boss man, I have an idea. We'll go in with a small group to do some recon. Once we figure out what that thing is, we'll return with a larger group to start the investigation proper.
Not a bad idea.
For all we know, we could be going up against a three-headed monster that shoots lightning bolts.
Is that a reference to King Ghidorah? I honestly think that is.
That's why before we get down to business, we need to observe it. Figure out what makes it tick.
You know, if there's one game that might actually be able to pull something off something like that off, it could be Monster Hunter. Because it would be tricky, but they've also shown the experience that they actually could probably try doing a dragon or a monster like that. 3 heads with lightning as its element, or a thunder element.
This thing must be something if you're not willing to go in head first, but I understand. We'll do it your way.
Oh yeah, I just realized the Admiral actually didn't want to go in guns blazing. Well, speaking of guns, there they are, but...
Just promise me you'll turn back before you get in over your heads, alright?
Understood. We won't tell it for very long. Well then, I'll go about...
Partner!
I didn't even say anything! Like, do I just have a thunderous nod that when my head dips, everybody's like, oh my god, he actually did something?
Your curiosity is getting the better of you, huh, kid? Don't worry. I know the feeling.
I love how awkward that was. You could just hold the camera on that moment for a long time and make everybody feel uncomfortable just staring at him.
There is no one better suited for the job than you, Hunter.
All right, let's go over this one more time. First, we'll ready a special assignment just for this occasion. Then once we launch a full-scale investigation, we'll call for all available hunters to assemble in the gathering hub.
Yeah, so there's the setup for the Siege quest that's releasing later today.
The objective of this recon assignment will be to observe the monster's behavior. It probably goes without saying, but feel free to bring any other hunters that you can trust.
So basically, I'm going solo for this.
We'll launch the full-scale operation once you return to base and we're able to examine your findings. That should cover everything. Stay safe out there.
While you face off against the beast, I shall concentrate on trying to discover its true nature.
The hell does that even mean? Its true nature. What, you're going to stand back and watch it? Says, it is quite bloodthirsty, as we're getting our asses kicked by it, or what?
Alright, looks like we got everything sorted out. Hunters, to the gathering hall.
Gathering hall? Okay, I thought it was called the Gathering Hall. I don't know where it's taken me. Oh. Okay, special assignment. So I think we do have the food buff still, right? Okay, yeah, we have eaten, so we're good to go in for it. Man, I actually kind of like the pub last for Monster Hunter World. It's kind of nice to have her a little flirty with you.
I've been waiting for you.
From Gathering Hub's quest counter, special orders from the field team later. Prepare the special recon assignment for you. Want to do a quest? Post or join, But with others who will chip in advice. So basically, be careful and you're in for quite a fight. Wow, you actually only need Master Rank 24? I'm kind of surprised at that. Okay, well, we're good to depart. And we'll probably need to be pretty careful with this fight. I think what I'll actually do is change out the Ghillie Mantle for the Rocksteady. Just because it may be we want to be careful of tremors. Because probably the two most annoying parts come Master Rank now are Roar Locks and Tremor Locks. Well, and Wind Pressure, but there's only one garbage monster that does it so goddamn often. It is such a pain to fight, and everybody knows it's Kushala Daora. But I think we're all good, so let's depart. So we're basically taking a shotgun to hunt down a dragon. That seems about a good choice for it. Ooh, we're coming in at night again. There it is.
Don't get reckless.
Do we get... Okay, ooh, we actually do get a few things to use, so that's pretty good. And let's get the spread 2 readied up, and we're good to go right on in.
Everyone, on the wing drapes.
What do you mean everyone? It's just me. But one thing...
Dang. The
Ooh.
heck is this smell? Be on your guard out there.
Now, we're going to get that on right away, just because... Okay, that does no damage, so we shouldn't really worry about that.
Good job.
Yeah, it seems like... Okay, that's not good. We're not doing anywhere near the damage I thought we'd do with it being... Uh-oh. And we're already out the Temporal Mantle. That's not good. Yeah, we're not exactly doing any damage to him, so he has... What is his weak spot, then? This is one of the problems I have with with Iceborne now, is that monsters almost have hidden weak spots. Doesn't seem to be the tail. So where the hell are we supposed to be aiming on him as a gunner? Is it the chest? No, that doesn't really do anything. Ow. It's not the rear legs, and it's not the front legs. God, this is... One of the reasons I dislike the game now is because weak spots are almost gated... Oh, Lord. Ow. No, we might be able to do something with it then. Ow. Okay, doesn't hit as bad as I thought he might. Oh, Lord. Although, that said, he is definitely trying. My problem is I don't have any slinger ammo. So I'm gonna have to try to... No, that doesn't even give me slinger ammo, so that's... Oh, Lord. Okay, so how are you supposed to fight him and knock him around when he doesn't give a... Oh, this is not going to be a fun hunt. This is where the game has lost so much of its charm, because they've basically gated how you have to hunt the monsters behind the clutch claw, and it's so terrible. Like, I'm not... Oh, Lord, this is not exactly fun. And you don't even... How are you supposed to fight this thing? You give no good weak spot, even with the hide softened. Oh yeah, real big opening. God, this is terrible. Now I see why the sticky became such a meta for this guy, because you don't do anything with any other type of shot. This is terrible design for it.
Healing its wounds. Is it absorbing it from the surrounding area?
Now.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah, no. The bowgun is not effective on any part of it. Unless maybe I have to soften the legs? Yeah, we'll see if that did something. No, that doesn't help. So what the hell are you supposed to do on him? If only certain weapons are good on certain parts... Have you basically... Oh, I think I know what I have to do. And this is the completely wrong bowgun for it. Yeah, that's what it is. So you basically are... I was going to say forced to attack the wings. But I don't even know if I can actually... Ow. Oh, Lord, this is not going to be a fun one. Like, this is really bad design for a fight to pull this kind of stunt with it.
The target's beginning to move.
You know what? I think... Can I fly back to camp?
Everyone,
Okay, I
on the
can.
wing drakes.
I'm changing out my gear. Because it seems like... It might be an elemental set I need or a piercing. Either way, spread's not doing anything for it. So I think we're going to... Let's see, what else do I got? We got... Maybe we'll work with the boomstick. I think we'll give the boomstick a shot. This is basically using the Rajang set for it and spamming stickies, so... I admit I don't know how good I'm going to be at this, because I've never actually really done this in well, not in person, but in practice. And I gotta do a little ranging. Don't know why that got moved out of sync. Okay. So we have... Sticky 2 is our... Not our rapid fire, but our auto reloads. So that's...
Check out those crabs protruding out of the ground. We might be able to use them as cover.
Yeah, at least we're getting some actual numbers now. Yeah, you don't like that, do ya? That's what you get for being a bad design thing with a terrible affinity for your weak points.
He's after you. Watch out.
Well, of course he's after me. I'm the only one here. But it's... Okay, it is going to work basically like behemoths out. Can I at least get up? Oh my god. You don't let the monster do the same move twice in a goddamn row. That's just bad design. Okay, let's see what we can... Alright, gotta do this first, and then I can do this too. And then this again, and... This is a terrible siege. At least with Kul'Taroth, you had weak points you could actually continually target and you know to go after. This thing, even if you soften the hide, you don't get the damage numbers to be looking for. It's not good planning. Really not good planning. And I know this is probably something that was meant to be tackled by more people, but I still feel like that's an issue here. Is that the weak points should not be these weird, gated, hidden away things that you have no idea what you're supposed to be going after. And... Okay, why does it spam that one move over and over? There it is again. And is it going to be another one in a row? No, something's changed with it a little bit, but... Yeah, let's freeze. There we go. And I radio menu did not carry over for some reason. At least I feel like I'm doing damage to it now, but... No, we got a part break somehow. Ooh. Okay, let's get ourselves a bit of health. Oh, God, let me move the camera so I can see where I have to go, damn it. Okay. And there's the signature of them. Okay, at least that's done, but... I gotta say, I'm... not exactly a fan of it. Like, unless maybe I have to soften the tail, and as a gunner, you aim for the tail. It just feels really weird that when you soften it, you don't really get any idea what you're supposed to be aiming for with your weapon. Like, there's kind of a standard rule. Hammers, hunting horns aim for the head, swords, blades aim for the tail, and gunners are kind of a mix of things, but not even got anything useful for that. Wonder if Runa snagged anything. Nope, nothing. Okay, well, at least that's done. Oh, a little bit to our master rank, new cutscene. Might have to mod in the Stygian's and Ogre Pendant, because I should have gotten it by now. Oh, excuse me, by now. Well, that was Safajiva. And I don't think I like it as much as Kulturoth. We'll pet Poogie, since we made it back relatively okay. And you know what, I am going to try fixing the radio menu quickly while I'm here. This is just... Okay, so customize the radio menu. Quest settings, there we go. I don't know why it didn't carry over. Okay, so for that we want crafting, and we want it for that at all. So we'll make that. Gotta go over again. Set that for 2. And that for all. And turn that to all. I think that should be okay there. Now, if this goes right, and I register this, and over... Yes, I want to overwrite that one. Okay, so now let me check the radio menu. So that does say correct, and what happens if I switch now? I know this is taking a little bit, and I apologize for that, but I just want to make sure I have this working properly. Oh. Oh, no, wait, that's right. It's not the equipment yet change, it's the items. And use that. And if we customize now... Quest settings. Yeah, that's back to what it was. Now if we do boomstick... Okay, so that seems to be fixed now. At least that's good, and we'll just equip the boomstick again. Not that I think we'll really be going into a new hunt after that, just because it did take a little longer than I thought it would. I can definitely see why now... Oh, I got something new to check up with over there as well. But we'll start with the Seeker. I can see why the Sticky became basically your go-to for fighting Safi.
Well done.
Nothing else seems to work, so glad to see you're safe, Hunter. Splendid job with the recon assignment. Time for council. Let us go.
It absorbed energy from its surroundings?
Well, I mean, Zeno was sort of doing that, so it's not exactly unheard of.
That's correct. By doing so, it managed to naturally heal all of its wounds. Once it consumes a certain amount of energy, it heads for an even deeper location.
Well, it runs out of energy, so it goes to the next spot with it.
We weren't able to verify it, but we believe it exhausts each area of energy before moving on.
I guess I should just let her keep talking.
That's the theory coming from analytics.
During the recon, I did my best to observe the area and surrounding ecology. What I discovered was an almost unfathomable difference, even between neighboring regions.
And that difference
You
is...
say that creature was absorbing energy, correct? This may be an absurd hypothesis, but perhaps that creature can control the energy it absorbs. It may be reshaping the very nature of these ecologies to meet its own needs.
How is it possible that something like that could even exist?
There's only one monster that I can think of that absorbs the energy of other creatures to speed its own growth.
Your initial assumption was correct. It must be an adult version of Xenojiva. It may be doing this for its own preservation and propagation.
That thing doesn't play well with others. There's no way these areas it's reshaping are for anything but itself. If a monster like that is allowed to multiply, this entire world's doomed.
It may have disappeared this time, but I have no doubt it'll return to the same location soon.
And we'll be waiting for it. Until then, we need to prepare. All right, everyone, you know what to do. Dismissed.
Okay, so prepare for the return. When the siege is available, Commander will appear in Celion with a purple mark over his head. Speak to him, join the siege. Limited time cannot be undertaken outside. It's basically just like Kultaroth. It's our... Oh, Rigid Dracolite. There we go. Okay, so no, you just have to go through all of that. Okay, there's the clause for that. My mistake. I thought it was because I captured it, but no, you have to complete both of those to get the Snow clause. Okay, so let's see what we have to talk about here. Do you have anything on Safi to help us? Analyze stations and ogre samples. This ogre species not originally from the tundra region of the Guiding Lands. Have come from a completely different location. I wonder if that means there's still a new area that could be added then. Maybe a theory, but Red Monster may have lured it there. Certainly some creatures don't notice changes their habitat until it's too late. That in mind, even if the results are not favorable to us, we must press forward, only way to the truth. Never forget, no matter how much effort surround, nothing but a mere part of this whole ecosystem. Outsides are freezing, but the fire inside me is never burned hotter. So you have nothing to help with. Okay, thank you for that. That does not help us much at all. Oh, who are you? Just a random fourth? Do you really find tundra in the Guiding Lands? That's what I heard from Field Team Leader. That's awesome, whole new area. My time to shine. I don't even know... Oh, right, moly species, that's true. Oh, nuts on the crafting, but... So, basically just giving us free hot drinks, I guess. Actually a fair amount. That's right, I also have to do a little more moly hunting. I still have to get... Actually, I have 3 to go. I forgot to get the one in the Ancient Forest before I reset that, so that's kind of a pain. But, oh. That looks like everything to kind of talk to or go over with anyone else. And I highly doubt we got any new armors or anything from that, so we'll just take a look anyway in case.
That reminds me.
I do want to check. There is one bowgun. Yeah, the Zeno's bowgun, but it's probably all going to need Safi Jiva material, so that's the only one I haven't gotten, so we'll see how the other recordings kind of go out for timing, and if possible, we will include those. But from looks of it, that's basically everything for this episode here. I'll have to try the Safi Siege out with other people and other hunters, see how it is, but as a light bowgunner, it kind of sucks, because you don't have a good idea of what weak spot to be aiming for, but I think that's still an okay place to kind of pause things for this episode. So, thank you all very much for joining me on this final episode of The Guiding Lands for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I'll have to see if you guys would like to see more or not before we do return to the series. There are things I want to do, like the endemic life hunting, but as the channel is starting to show more growth, maybe we'll try to keep that momentum rolling and try out new series. So, until I see you in the next series, Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and hopefully, happy hunting.